For more awesome content, head to ystech.org, link in the description.
How are pre-built PCs doing in New Zealand right now? Now, this is a bit of a tough question, and what I've done here is I've collated a few pre-built PCs that I thought were either similar in price to the build we've created with the gaming PC build New Zealand October 2021 for 1,840, and compared the exact prices to see what the performance discrepancies are. And the second option is the other part, which is what can we get in terms of the same performance, similar parts, and what does that cost. So I've actually put that all into one document here, and an Excel spreadsheet, and you can see which ones I've compared and what are the differences between each of these builds. Now, the ones that I recommended are bolded here, so we will go through them one by one from each retailer, but if you guys want to skip onto it, the link's in the description and you guys can see my recommendations. Let's start us off with the first build here. So it's the Vengeance GTX 1660 Super from Computer Lounge. This comes with a Ryzen 5 3600 that is similar in performance to an i5-10400F, a stock AMD cooler, which is good. We've also gone with a stock Intel on the build of the month for October. It comes with a Asus Prime B450 board, which is pretty good. A little bit weird. It would have been nice to see B550, but B450 is alright. Comes with Corsair Vengeance, and that's at DDR4 3200. And I mean, that's already better than the 2666 we've got on the build for this month. Comes with a Kingston A400 480GB SSD. A little bit weak, to be honest with you guys. It'd be nice to see a Samsung SSD or something better quality. I've personally not had good experiences with Kingston in the past. For hard drive, we haven't got one. For the GPU, for the graphics card, they've put in the Asus GeForce GTX 1660 Super, and that's at 6 gigs. So, bit of a weak graphics card compared to the one we put in the build, and considering that it's $1,849, so very similar to the price of the DIY PC. You're getting less performance, but I mean, for the price, it's okay, I guess. But at the same time, it'd have been nice to see something better in terms of its graphics card. For the case, they've gone with the Corsair 4000D tempered class on the side, and it does have place to take an intake air on the front, but it's not an airflow front panel as such. Like, it's not got honeycombs here or anything like that, so that's a little bit of a downside, but it doesn't really matter too much. Just something I would like to note. It comes with a Silverstone ET 500 watt power supply. So I have that in one of my technical server boards, technically a server board. And it's not that bad, but it's a bit of a budget power supply, to be honest with you guys. I think it's one of the cheapest ones you can get. And it's not that great compared to the Corsair RMX 550 watt that we put in the PC. So all up, this comes with a 2-year warranty as well. I say for similar pricing, it's not that great, to be honest, in terms of its performance. So let's head over to something that is similar in performance. This is the Divine RTX 3060 PC. It comes with exactly the same CPU, the i5-10400, great for gaming, a stock Intel cooler. It comes with a Asus ROG Strix board, B460, which is better and superior to our H510 one that we put in the build. It comes with Corsair Vengeance Pro, 16 gigs of DDR4 3600 CL18, so even better than the 2666 we put in my build, but it's a i5-10400, so I'm not really sure how it's going to be able to take advantage of that high-speed RAM. But at the same time, it's good to have that, and I'm glad they put that in for $2,199 as well. For the SSD, they've gone with an NVMe drive M.2, so it's a Seagate Barracuda 510 500 gig model. I think it's a pretty good SSD. I was actually quite tempted to buy one myself. It seems quite quick, and it is by Seagate as well, so great there. No hard drive, as is my build as well for the DIY one from various retailers. The graphics card, they've gone with the Zotac RTX 3060 12 gig model, and that's pretty comparable to the RX 6600 XT, and that's a good graphics card. So as you can see, similar performance here. Just one note, the RX 6600 XT only has 8x bandwidth, so usually you try to put it on a PCIe 4.0 board. So as far as I can tell from people's videos, like hardware unbox is not too much of an issue on it right now, and it does perform a little bit better in a few more titles compared to the RTX 3060, but it's yet to be seen in the future. But I think both of them are very similar graphics cards, and they are generally similarly priced. But yeah, let's carry on to the case. They've gone with the Corsair iQ220T. Now it does have some place to intake air, but not air for a front panel. That's fine. And they've put the Corsair CX 550 watt fully modular power supply. So cool power supply by Corsair. Of course, I like the RMX better, but it's not too bad of a power supply as well. Overall, though, for similar performance compared to our build that is $1,840, this build for $2,199 is similar performing, but it costs even more. It is a pre-built PC, so if you don't want to build yourself, this would be pretty decent. And for some reason, on the photos, it doesn't have an exhaust fan, which is really weird. I really hope they do put one in, but that would only cost you like $30 extra if you want to put an exhaust fan in, which I'd highly recommend you to do if it doesn't have one. Doesn't come with one, but yeah, probably not the recommendation for this month. But let's head over to the next one, which is similar in performance as well. So this one has a 6600 XT in it, and it's $2,299. It has a Ryzen 5 3600, similar to the 10400F. I'd honestly say that the Ryzen 5 3600 is a little bit better in terms of productivity, but for gaming, the 10400F is perfectly fine, and so is the 3600. No problems there. It comes with a Silverstone PF360 ARGB AIO, so that's good. A big step up compared to the stock coolers from either brands, Intel or AMD. The motherboard is the MSI B450 Tomahawk Max. That's nice to see. Would have been better to see a B550 board, but it's fine. Upgradability would have been better on B550, but B450 is okay. Just would have been better to see something a little bit newer. For the RAM, they've gone with the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro DDR4 3600 CL18, so that's going to be able to be taken advantage of on the AMD processor. Would have been better to see a lower cache latency RAM like CL16 or 14. 14 is kind of expensive, but 16 is definitely doable on a PC of this price, $2,299. But that's fine. The Gigabyte NVMe drive has been put in this one as well. It's 512 gigs, so similar to the Samsung 870 EVO or the 970 EVO that you can build in the variable PC from different retailers for this month. I don't really have many thoughts on this SSD at all. I've never really seen it before, so should be fine. It's M.2 as well, and it's 500 gigs. Let's head over to the graphics card. Sorry, no hard drive in this PC as well. For the graphics card, they've gone with the XFX RX 6600 XT Speedster Merc. And yeah, that's a good graphics card. I was very tempted to buy one myself, but I didn't in the end due to the bandwidth limitations on the 6600 XTs. But as you can see here, similar performance from both PCs that you can build from various retailers and the one you can buy pre-built from Computer Lounge. And we're going across here, and they've put in the Corsair 4000D, and this is the F-Row front panel one, which is good. Good to see that. And the power supply they've gone and put is the Fractal Design Ion 660 watt Platinum power supply. So probably even better than the Corsair RMX one. Honestly, both power supplies are very good, and I believe that this is actually quite a nicely put together PC overall. And it's $2,299, so maybe if you can get it for $2,100 or below, that'd be very decent. I think all three of these computers are not that bad, but out of the three, I'd probably like this one the most because of the parts they put in the PC. It seems like very high quality stuff. And overall, all of them come with a 2-year warranty as well from Computer Lounge, which is nice to see. And yeah, you get that great Computer Lounge customer service as well. So that sums it up for Computer Lounge, and unfortunately none of them took the cake for recommendations in terms of price this month. But you know, this one, if you were to buy it only from Computer Lounge, this would probably one of the ones to go to. Again, I'm just trying to emphasize that, you know, DIY sometimes is a little bit cheaper compared to pre-builts, but there's nothing wrong with getting a pre-built as well if you don't want to DIY. It's just that you will be paying a little bit more. So let's head over to PBTech, and well, we've got 3 of them. So the first one will be similar in price. So this one is $1,798 usually. It's on special right now, as you can see here. And it is the GG PC Hunter GTX 1660 Super PC. So it comes with an i5-10400F, the same as ours. Assume stock Intel cooler, I have no idea. Doesn't show on the listing either. Comes with an H510 motherboard, same as ours. DDR4 2666, same as ours. Just a single stick though of 16 gigs of RAM. A 480 gig SSD, not specified the brand. Doesn't come with a hard drive. It comes with a GTX 1660 Super, so it seems like around this price range for pre-built PCs that they are encouraging each other maybe in the market to lean towards 1660 Supers. It seems like that's the general trend from all of the PC retailers, at least these 3. And, you know, it's a big step down from the 6600 XT. I'm not saying you can't game on it. It's actually a pretty okay card for what it is. It's just that at this price, I believe it's a wee bit overpriced. And even if you can buy one brand new, they're trending upwards of $600. And that's kind of ridiculous considering this card and what the performance you get out of it. It's not that great. So, you know, you can play your games, play AAA titles pretty nicely at 1080p, I'd say. And you can play your esports titles pretty very, very easily. But, you know, that value for money is really lost with this card at these price points. For the case, they've gone with the Corsair Carbide 175R. And it's no F-Row front panel. It doesn't seem to have any intake at all. Not really sure. I've never seen this case in real life. And they've put a 500 watt power supply in it. It doesn't really say any brands or specifications specifically. Also comes with a 1-year warranty. Yeah, not the greatest, to be honest with you guys, and especially at that price, you know, it's not pushing that well. So let's head over to their second one. This is the GGPC Hero RTX 3060 gaming PC. It comes with a i5-10400F. I assume it's a stock Intel cooler, and a H510 motherboard, so same as ours, 16 gigs of 2666, a single stick of 16 GB RAM, a 500 gig NVMe drive, which is nice to see, and you know, compared to SATA, it's a lot better. Of course, in the variable build from different retailers, as I said in the build in the video, you can go for the 970 EVO if you want to, a good NVMe drive. This build here, the GGPC, comes with no hard drive, and it comes with a RTX 3060, very similar to the 6600 XT as I said before. Very, very similar cards in performance. And it comes with a Aerocool Frost Mini white chassis. Never seen this case before, never seen it in store either. At least it has that F-Row front panel, I guess, but can't say anything to build quality or anything like that. That's fine, you're buying a pre-built in any case. And it comes with a 650 watt power supply, not say any brand or anything on the listing. Also, 1-year warranty. This PC is $2,183, and it comes in one of the top 3 spots for the pre-builts this year, or for this month of October. And it's at its normal price of $2,183, and also when it's in stock, I think that's actually not too bad a build. It comes in the top 3. There are two other PCs that are cheaper than it with similar specs, and I will get to them in a second, but it does take one of the spots in the top 3 right here, and that's just because of price. It beats out the one from Computer Lounge, the Divine one, by just a little bit, the Divine RTX one, but just literally a few $10 or so, just more than $10. But yeah, let's head over to the other one from PBTech. It's also out of stock. This one would have also taken the cake at this price. Its special price, but its normal price is $2,298 is what I've got it listed down as. And it's a GT PC RTX 3060 PC. Comes with a Ryzen 5 3600, which is a good CPU comparable to the 10400F, a stock AMD cooler, a B550 board M80X, which is good. Nice to see B550 in there. Comes with 16 gigs of DDR4, 2 sticks of 8 gigs, so it doesn't say anything to cache latency or anything like that. Comes with a 500 gig NVMe drive, which is nice. A 1TB hard drive, which is different to our build. The RTX 3060, and it says brands vary, so it could be any of them that you could get. Not too fussed about that. Would have been nice to see specifically which graphics card you get, but I get they're a big store, so that's fine. For the case, it comes with the Corsair 257R, and it does have a little bit of intake, I believe, at the bottom here, but not mesh anywhere, so the airflow is not as great, but that's fine. Whatever. 600 watt power supply, not specified any brand, and it's 1 year warranty. So from the normal price of it, $2,298, I probably wouldn't say it's in the top 3, but at this price, it's $2,098. Now I will add to the start of this video as well, for a pre-built PC with these specs, the similar specs that you get in the one I've built for this month, I'd say that the maximum you should spend is $2,100. So this does meet the criteria of that, and I think it's actually a good price on special. Now there is one other build you can get in RTX 3060 PC. So this one was dropped to me in the comments section on YouTube, and the only reason I'm mentioning it is because it was actually at a good price and it was mentioned to me. I'm not going out of my way to promote this or anything, but it was an RTX 3060 Ti, which is even better than the RTX 3060 or the RX 6600 XT. And I believe at $2,199, this would have been one of the top spots as well at its special price. However, at its normal price, definitely not. I think, yeah, this one was a nice one to pick up if you could get it when it was in stock and when it was actually on special. So, it's something to think about, but I will say the baselines for specs, like you need to get it similar at below 2,100, but stretching it for just $100 extra and you're getting an RTX 3060 Ti, I definitely say it's worth it. Because the performance difference between the two cards is quite significant as far as I know. But yeah, I think that sums it up for PBTech. It's just unfortunate they only offer a 1 year warranty on their computers. I would have loved to see 2 years, but that's their policy. And yeah, I mean, that sums it up for PBTech. They've managed to put one PC at normal price on the top 3, so let's go ahead for PCForce. So PCForce is quite interesting this month. For $1,749, their one is similar in price, if not cheaper, compared to our variable build from several retailers for October, the DIY PC. And this one from PCForce is the Intel i5-10400 PC. It has an i5-10400, the same as ours. I believe it has a stock Intel cooler, I don't really know. An H510 motherboard, so same as ours. 16 gigs of DDR4, no reference to specs. All of them don't have any reference to specs on PCForce. A 500 gig SSD, no hard drive, and it comes with a GTX 1660, so not that great to be honest. But you can see like how performance does decrease with price and how you can build DIY and how you can get a little bit more bang for your buck. But yeah, let's go over to the case. The Antec DP301 RGB micro tower case, as stated here. It has a front airflow panel a little bit on the side, so I guess I do count that as being front mesh, so that's good for airflow, I guess. And it comes with an Antec 500 watt power supply. All of the warranty times are unknown from PCForce, so make sure you go and check that out and ask them before you purchase a PC from them. But I think it should be a reasonable amount of time because of the Consumer Guarantees Act and things like that. But again, I've had great experiences with PCForce in terms of customer service in my own personal experience. So let's head over to the second PC, and the second PC has taken the cake for being the best pre-built PC of October as far as I know. So it's the 1080p Beast gaming PC. It comes with a Ryzen 5 3600, comparable to the 10400F. I assume it has a stock AMD cooler. It comes with a Gigabyte B550 DS3H micro ATX motherboard, which is great to see because it's a B550 board. It's a little bit newer, and you're able to upgrade in the future even better. I just think I'd love to see the B550 boards placed with any of the Ryzen CPUs, to be honest with you guys. I think it's a good option for the PC retailers to do. Comes with 16 gigs of DDR4, no specifications of the RAM there. It comes with a 500 gig SSD, the RX 6600 XT 8 gig model, so the same graphics card, similar graphics card to what we put in the DIY PC, which is good to see at this price. It comes with the Antec DP301 once again with that half mesh front panel, which I kind of count. I guess it does count as a front mesh panel in some instances, and it comes with a Antec 500 watt power supply. Now obviously the RMX one would have been better, but this does meet the criteria of being a buy for these type of specs at below 2,100 New Zealand dollars for a pre-built PC. This does take number one spot for October. The warranty period is unknown, unfortunately. You're going to have to find that out. I will ask them as well. It's a little bit annoying. I will tell them to try to tell them to put it in the description. It'd be nice to see that. But again, I've had great experiences with PCForce in the past. So yeah, well done PCForce. I think this is a great build and very similar in specs to the one from the build for this month, the DIY one. Second of all, for the second place, we've got the RTX gaming PC, RTX 360 gaming PC with a i5-10400F. I assume it's a stock Intel cooler. Comes with an H510 motherboard, 16 gigs of DDR4, a 1TB SSD, which is great to see, an RTX 3060, and the Antec NX310, and I guess it does have a front mesh panel here right at the bottom, so I guess it's like 1/4 of it is like that. Don't know what size of fan that is, but cool to see, I guess. And it comes with a Thermaltake 600 watt power supply. So in terms of specs, this is actually pretty decent. I'd probably pick up the $2,089 one right here over the $2,099 one because I'd prefer that 6600 XT in terms of its performance. That's yet to be seen in the future, but both of them have their ups and downs. For $10 more, you can get an extra 500 gig on your SSD, so 1TB. But this does take second place, this RTX gaming PC from PCForce. And yeah, I mean, they're both great PCs, similar in performance to the DIY one. And yeah, I think that sums it up for the pre-built gaming PCs. So yeah, they'll be bolded out the ones that I recommend for this month in terms of the ones I've searched here. But let me give you guys a base rundown of how to purchase these pre-built PCs for these specs. So what I would look for is something similar in performance and specs and quality towards the varied PC, the DIY one that I put together on PC Part Picker. So overall, I think all of these builds are decent, but what I need you guys to look out for is for a similar processor. So in terms of processors, look for an i5-10400F or a Ryzen 5 3600 or a i5-11400. Look for a minimum of an H510 motherboard or at least a B450 board for the AMD side or B550 in better case scenario for it. For RAM, for the Intel i5, I mean, it doesn't matter too much, but look for 16 gigs of RAM, and the better it is would be lower cache latency, so things like CL16, CL14. You won't really find CL14, but CL16 is good, and the pre-built, they probably won't be CL16 though, but it's just something to look out for. And in terms of this number right here, so 2666, if it says anything above that, that's great. And if it's the same, don't be too worried about that. For storage, for the SSD, look for a good SSD. Try to avoid that Kingston one, as far as I know in my personal experience. Samsung's a good brand to go for. You could even ask them for them to remove it and ask them to put a different SSD in if you really want to. This one is a SATA one, and it's a A70 Evo. So just look for something 500 gig SSD, and if you want to, you can even go with a second-hand hard drive just for games, not only your personal storage. But 500 gig SATA or NVMe SSD should be perfectly fine. For the graphics card, now you want to look out for an RX 6600 XT or a 3060 Ti or a 3060. So the 3060 and the 6600 XT are very similar in performance, and the RTX 3060 Ti is even better. So that example that I gave you guys earlier of it only being $100 more expensive from PBTech, the one for $2,199, this one right here is also a great buy on special. The reason is because it's only $100 more. I know it sounds like a little bit extra, but the RTX 3060 Ti is a significant upgrade over those two cards. But at the same time, you don't want to be looking for things like the 1660 Super at unreasonable prices, such as $1,700 plus. That's kind of ridiculous. So again, RX 6600 XT and the RX 3060 are great cards. For the case, look for something that's good quality, such as the Corsair 4000D Airflow. So I believe this is the one used in the Computer Lounge one. It's going to be hard to find decent cases on these pre-builts, but try to look for one with an airflow front panel, but don't throw it off the whole PC if the specs are good, but the case is trash. The case is important, but the specs are even more important. So make sure you guys take into consideration all of this. And the power supply, so you want to be looking for something like the Corsair RMX 550 watt. I'd probably say for these parts, minimum is 550 watts, so that's why I put it in. And this one is very good. It's very good power supply. That's why I put it in. It's gold certified. It's the Corsair RMX tried and trusted. That's the reason I put it. It's the minimum spec. So you want to be looking for something above 550 watt. If it does say 500 watt, it should be fine. You have got a warranty. But again, you want to be looking for something above 500 watt, because I'm just giving a baseline because I haven't covered every single PC retailer. And for an exhaust fan, if it doesn't have it, maybe ask for one to be put in, because I saw some of these builds don't actually have an exhaust fan. I can't find the one that did, but that'd be nice to have as well. But most important thing is to get the build under $2,100. So make sure you try and get it, and that's the reason I've chosen these two, because they do fit those requirements and they are in similar performance compared to, if not the same, compared to the one you could build from various retailers. I think this is a relatively fair price considering they have to go through putting it together for you and getting the warranties all under control. So that about sums it up for the gaming PCs, the pre-built ones for October. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you go check out wisetech.org for the latest post reviews and much more. I'll see you guys there at wisetech.org. But other than that, hope you guys have an awesome day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!